things like that, you know.
Mm.
But parents should be asking, especially if you're first generation, is what exactly the college structure looks like for a student, not only for their kid, for their student, right? In general, what are degrees do you offer here so they understand that my kid is applying for the right major. That's one thing. In terms of like registrar, I we have all this information on the website. Parents should be familiar with the college website. That is one of the major resources we have in terms of like communicating with departments, um, getting familiar with the buildings of that particular college, um, what emergency things are around the campus, close hospital, close police prison, maybe the public safety number. You don't know. Those are little things that you should have as in case of an emergency. Um, at the same time, what else do you offer besides classes? But first generation parents, again, because they're not familiar with the system, in their head, they're assuming that going to class is the only thing they need. Um, and it's hard for them to understand that, yes, you should get, involved or encourage your kids to get involved into other activities, research, study abroad programs. It's really hard for a first generation parent to let that student go overseas, to let the student go to a different state, maybe even to go to a conference within the city, because they don't know exactly where they're going. So they have to understand that they should ask those kind of questions. Instead of financial aid, the way I perpetrate or I showcase education is as an investment. Is very important that parents understand that financial aid is not the only thing and the only possible. 98% of the students and the parents believe that that's the only thing they have. Um, and they might be financially, but again, culture-wise, it's very hard for us to understand that it's an investment in terms of education. It's not really, it's not really, well, now they're going to pay for it, you should go to school. No, it's an investment. You're investing in your kid to make sure they are well put together for a social, on society in the future. Education to me is an investment. You have to understand that part. Um, and also understand branding. Many times you see a branding college name and you want to go holistic. Hey, my kid is going to all of that. Yeah, but how much depth you going to get into? So that's another thing for understanding for parents that in this business, because college is business, in this business, um, we're never going to tell you the total amount of money is going to be invested. We usually say $7,000 a year, $40,000 a year, but we never say it's going to be there for 4 years. So parents have to understand that as much branding and prestige names you want to go for, you don't want to get out of college or your kid having a debt, you can buy a house with it. So you have to be careful with it. Um, and also where you're going to invest your time and the money. Sometimes for undergrad is the best choice is to invest in the lower cost, high education, and then you invest in your master's programs and PhDs. So that dynamic also is hard for them to understand. So that would be another question. Hey, that particular career require more than just your bachelor's degree, or just with a bachelor's degree, a student can be professionally be higher or be, professionally be developing in that particular career. So those are the kind of questions they don't ask, but they should be aware of what the investment is.